Welcome back to another episode of Motogp Mac, and today we're going to talk about the comments that Fabio Quartararo and Alex Rins made after their successful weekend in Malaysia. Now, speaking after the race, Fabio joked, "I am much more like the traction control now. We have made some good steps on the electronics. I have to control it much more, and it is more difficult for me to ride the bike. But saying that, we've made more performance, and this is exactly what we're looking for. It is much more difficult to use the throttle and have the best performance, but I think we've made a really good step in the last few days." Fabio was then asked if riding the Yamaha now was like riding an old 500cc Grand Prix bike, and he said, "Not exactly, but basically it's a little bit like that." On the other side of the garage, Rins was asked about his weekend, and he said, "I have the bike a little bit more in my hand, which is really important for me. I got used to it when riding on the Suzuki to control the spin a bit more, picking up the bike when it was spinning, so it was quite nice. I used the new motor all weekend, and regarding the power and top speed, it's more or less the same, but it works better for the electronics. On Saturday morning, we tested the strategy on the electronics on this engine that we used in Misano, and a really good feeling came back." Now, to me, this is music into my ears, because as a Yamaha fan, I will always be delighted to see Yamaha make steps to come back through the grid and be competitive. And, I did say in the podcast, it was great to see the Yamahas both inside the top 10. And, I genuinely hope that they're on this merry road back towards the front. But saying that, I'm also well enough to know that one good race doesn't build a world championship. It does help, but, they need to be doing this week in, week out. And they've now had a full development year, more so than majority of the other manufacturers on the grid. So we should be seeing some sort of light in the tunnel. And while Quartararo and Rins were happy with this weekend, there is still such a long way to go. And of course, seeing the debut of the V4 engine at some point in 2025 is also going to be a very big day in the Yamaha company. So for me, while I take a lot of comfort out of it, it was one good weekend where both bikes were there. And remember this, both bikes were there. So that means that the bike was working. Can this or will this happen again when they go to the race in Barcelona, if it does happen, or at the next venue, wherever that may be? But I would definitely love to know your thoughts. What do you think of Fabio Quartararo and Alex Rins' comments on their weekend in Malaysia? Definitely leave your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll be back again tomorrow with another video.